Good to have you with us. I'm Daniel Choy with this Wednesday evening edition of Arirang News. It's the Lunar New Year holiday, 5-day weekend for many. While some celebrate the fact that they have their day off, I do take solace in the fact that I'm not behind four wheels, driving with my family in congested roads. They're off to visit their family and friends, of course, most Koreans are. And those that are behind the wheels right now, they know it doesn't matter much when you're leaving home. Roads are bound to be congested. Here are some reliable numbers from the Korea Expressway Corporation for drivers who are on the road right now or those who are planning to hit the road soon. As of 5 p.m. Korea time, you will take around 5 hours and 10 minutes to get from Seoul to Busan. Expect a 4-hour and 20-minute road trip if you're driving from Seoul to Daegu. If you're a Seoulite visiting relatives in Gwangju, you'll be in the car for 4 hours and 10 minutes at least. And those going to Daejeon from Seoul, do expect a 2-hour and 40-minute drive. A much smoother flow of traffic can be expected from after 7 p.m. according to Korea Expressway Corporation. While the holidays are usually an important time for politicians to try and win public support, they have a lot more to do than just pre and post for pictures, kiss babies, and shake hands. Lawmakers need to prepare for a government audit next week. Our Song Ji-sun reports.
Lawmakers finalized their preparations for an upcoming round of government questioning before leaving for the long holiday weekend. The ruling and opposition parties on Wednesday confirmed who will do the questioning at the session scheduled for next week. 6 lawmakers from the Seoulite party and 6 from the opposition parties will question the government. They will focus on domestic politics, foreign affairs and inter-Korean policies on Wednesday, economic affairs on Thursday, and social issues on Friday. While the questions will be focused on welfare, taxes, and policies for improving the livelihoods of ordinary people, lawmakers will also likely grill the new Prime Minister Lee Gwangju about allegations that arose during his confirmation hearing last week. Lee has been under fire for allegations that he attempted to control the media, as well as accusations that he did not fulfill his mandatory military service and his alleged involvement in real estate speculation. After he was sworn in on Tuesday, Lee began his time in office by paying a visit to some of the underprivileged members of society. He spoke with a group of elderly people about the difficulties they face in living alone and visited a child welfare center this morning. He then made stops at a police and fire station in central Seoul, where he called on the officers and firefighters to keep citizens safe over the holiday. He is scheduled to call on former President Chun Do-hwan and Lee Hee-ho, the widow of former President Kim Dae-jung, on New Year's Day on Thursday. Song Ji-sun, Arirang News.
Well, this is one of the biggest holidays of Korea. President Park Geunhye posted a New Year's greeting to the public online. In a message on her Facebook page, she wished people a happy Lunar New Year of the sheep, filled with hope and the strength to overcome obstacles. Just before the start of the holiday, the president carried out a small reshuffle of her cabinet on Tuesday. In addition to swearing in a new prime minister, she appointed 3 new ministers and a new head of the Financial Services Commission. She is also expected to name a new chief of staff after the holiday weekend. Most Koreans have probably spent the past few weeks shopping for gifts to give to relatives during the Lunar New Year holiday. From the simple to the extravagant to just plain convenient, consumers now have a wide selection of things to choose from. Our Geunhye helps us step back in time a little bit to check out how much or how little has changed over the years when it comes to gift giving in Korea.
There was once a time in Korea when gift giving was considered a luxury. With people still recovering from the aftermath of the Korean War, rice, flour, and eggs, basically things to fill up empty bellies, were as good as presents got. Things got a little better in the 1960s when daily necessities such as soap and sugar became gift options. During the height of industrialization in the 1970s, the gifts became more diverse, ranging from toothpaste and cooking oil to cosmetics and underwear. From then on, the presents got pricier, like gift boxes of meat, vitamin sets, and even electric rice cookers.
And what about the gifts of the modern Lunar New Year holiday? From the practical to the premium, consumers have more choices than ever. But which products are the most popular?
A variety of Lunar New Year gifts fills display stands at this local department store. Pre-packaged foods, fresh fruit, meat, you name it, they have it.
Many consumers this year are opting for budget gift boxes, and with the growing number of single household families, smaller gift boxes of fruit or meat are also popular.
Department stores have seen sales of gifts priced less than $200 surge about 40% from a year earlier. Another new trend this year is the growing popularity of dessert items as gifts. From fruit-flavored jelly to baked goods, sales are expected to jump about 10%. But some consumers are taking their loved ones' preferences to heart by letting them make their own gift choices.
I used to buy gift boxes of fruit, but this year I started buying gift vouchers worth about $100 or $200.
While the gifts may have changed over the years, the message behind them is no doubt the same: to wish each other a happy and prosperous new year. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.
Certainly getting the right gifts or giving the right gifts is a definite experience to remember, but every day, of course, Koreans are used to having that convenience of their rectangular device, smartphones, and apparently even during the holidays, they do help make the experience more enjoyable or convenient. Our Kim Jin tells us more about some interesting apps.
There are a handful of apps that could be a great use during Seoul or the Lunar New Year holiday. For those cooking at home, meal preparations can be stressful, especially if you're trying to follow the rules for laying out the ancestral table. For help, an app called expressways tells users where to place the dishes. This media streaming app could be a lifesaver to prevent a fight over who gets the TV remote control. The thumb-sized app and device called Chromecast allows users to play different TV channels on a single screen.
When relatives used to come to visit, they would take out their smartphones to get the channel they wanted to watch. But with Chromecast, the whole family can enjoy watching TV in the living room together.
Families traveling around the country during the holidays might want to check out the Korea Corner to Corner app. Provided by the Korea Tourism Organization, the app offers suggestions on train routes and places to experience traditional culture. When traveling long distances, smart navigation apps can be handy. An app by one of Korea's largest telecom operators, KT, provides a high-quality street view of a complicated highway intersection. And if you have the misfortune of being ill over the holiday, try using an app called Emergency Medical Information, made by the country's health ministry. It locates the pharmacies closest to the user that are open during the holiday. Kim Jeon, Arirang News.
We shift gears from holiday mood to other news stories. Korea, China, and Japan are reportedly planning to hold a trilateral ministerial meeting in Seoul in the third week of March. If the meeting takes place, it will be the first of its kind in nearly 2 years. Japan's NHK reports that if the upcoming ministerial meeting is held, the ministers will use it to set the agenda for a trilateral summit between the three countries. The three nations agreed in 2008 to have a ministerial meeting every year. The meeting was called off in 2012 when Tokyo nationalized an island chain in the East China Sea claimed by both Japan and China. The meeting wasn't held in 2013 because of a visit by Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe to the controversial Yasukuni War Shrine, which honors the country's war dead, including several Class A war criminals. Turning now to news about North Korea, efforts by the United Nations to bring North Korea's leaders to justice for crimes against humanity at the International Criminal Court have stalled, but organizers of a conference on North Korea's human rights abuses are hoping to keep the issue in the spotlight. The conference, hosted by the Center for Strategic and International Studies and held in Washington on Tuesday, is part of a broader plan by human rights organizations to increase the pressure on North Korea regarding the subject. Pyongyang says the regime's offer to attend the conference was rejected by Washington, even though the event is open to the public. It has threatened a strong response to what it says are provocations by hostile forces. Meanwhile, North Korea has lambasted South Korea's foreign minister for meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State to enhance cooperation on the North Korean nuclear issue. Through the Nodongshinmun, the official newspaper of the North's ruling Workers' Party, the regime criticized Seoul's efforts to strengthen cooperation with Washington, adding the move is designed to bolster the United States' efforts to invade the North. The report was released on Wednesday, quite some time after South Korean Foreign Minister Yoon Byung-se's meeting with U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, which was held on February 7th in Germany. Families separated by the Korean War are running out of time to reunite with their loved ones. According to the Ministry of Unification's Integrated Information System for Separated Families, some 3,500 people who are part of families separated by the war passed away last year. As of today, February 18th, only 68,000 of the more than 129,000 registered family members are still alive. And time is not a friend to those waiting the next reunion event. Around 82% of them are over the age of 70. It's already been more than a year since the last reunion event, held between February 20th and the 25th of last year. It was the first such event held by the current Park Geun-hye administration. A total of 813 people from the two Koreas were reunited with family members at that event. And now the weather. Good news if you're wanting a white 설날 and you're in Gangwon-do or Gyeongsang-buk-do province. Up to 8 centimeters of snow will pile up there by Thursday morning. Aside from that, it will be a little hazy in most other parts of the nation. Seoul will have a chilly morning at -3 degrees Celsius, but the mercury will swing back up above 0 to 7 later in the day. And now let's get out of Korea and check out the weather conditions around the world. And that's it from us. Thank you for watching. Those who are on the road in Korea, do be careful. And we have more news for you at 10 p.m. Korea time, so do join us then. Again, thank you for watching.